Ladies and gentlemen, imagine the first light breaking over the Shaolin temple, thin and cold, slicing through the mist that clings to the ancient stones. The wooden floor beneath your bare feet is unforgiving. Each plank a reminder that comfort is a lie you once told yourself because something or someone has driven you to this edge. A man has hurt you, not with a punch you can block, but with words that burrow, with actions that twist, with silence that suffocates. The heart bleeds in ways the body never shows. And yet, Master Shi Heng Yi stands before the novices at dawn and says, "Pain is the dojo, not the defeat." Let that sink in. The dojo is not the polished gym with mirrors and music. The dojo is the raw, unfiltered arena where you are stripped of illusion. When he betrays you, when he chooses another, when he gaslights your reality until you question your own sanity. That moment is your dojo. The mat is the exact spot where your tears hit the ground. The opponent is not him, it is the version of you that believed love required surrender of self. Pain is the master who never lies. It shows you where you are weak, where you handed over your power like a child, offering candy to a bully. In the Shaolin tradition, every strike you receive is a question. Will you break, or will you learn the counter? The bruise on your ribs teaches you to guard your center. The split lip teaches you the angle of retreat. So too with the heart. When he lies, the pain asks, "Why did you trust without verification?" When he leaves, the pain asks, "Why did you build your worth on his presence?" This is not punishment, this is curriculum. The dojo does not coddle. It does not offer tissues or platitudes. It offers repetition until the lesson is muscle memory. You will fall, you will curl into yourself at 3 a.m., replaying every moment you could have seen coming. That is the first rep. You will scream into pillows, fists clenched, vowing never to love again. That is the second rep. But each time you rise, wipe the blood, real or metaphorical, and step back onto the mat, you are forging something unbreakable. The pain is the resistance band that builds the muscle of discernment. The ache in your chest is the weight you lift to grow a heart that cannot be shattered by lesser men. Shi Heng Yi once said, "The body can be broken 1,000 times, but the spirit that refuses to quit becomes the weapon." Your spirit is the weapon now. The dojo of betrayal has no closing time. It is open 24 hours every day you breathe. Every trigger is a sparring partner. Every memory is a kata you must perfect. You do not graduate by forgetting him. You graduate by remembering without crumbling. So when the next wave of hurt crashes, because it will, do not run from the dojo. Step into the center. Bow to the pain. Let it strike. Then counter. Not with revenge, but with evolution. The man who hurt you expects tears, begging, collapse. He does not expect the woman who treats his cruelty as the forge that tempers her steel. Pain is the dojo, not the defeat. And you, my friend, are about to become a master. Ladies and gentlemen, picture the Shaolin courtyard at midnight. The only sound, the slow drip of rain from the eaves onto stone. A single lantern flickers, throwing long shadows that dance like ghosts of every word he never meant. You sit there, phone in hand, waiting for the apology that will never come. Your instinct screams to text, to call, to flood his silence with your storm. But Master Shi Heng Yi kneels beside you, places a steady hand on your shoulder, and whispers, "Silence roars louder than betrayal." Silence is not absence. It is presence so complete it becomes a force. When he expects your breakdown, your frantic messages, your tear-stained voicemails, your public unraveling, you give him nothing, no explanation, no accusation, no plea. The void you create is a vacuum that sucks the air from his ego. He built his betrayal on the certainty that you would react, that your pain would validate his power. Strip that certainty away and watch him stagger. In the temple, silence is a weapon honed for decades. Monks sit in meditation for hours, breath barely stirring the dust. They do not chant to be heard, they chant to be felt. Your silence is that chant. It vibrates through the space he thought he owned. He refreshes his phone, checks your stories, drives past your window, each unanswered second a drumbeat in his chest. He begins to question. Did she see? Does she care? Is she stronger without me? That doubt is your first strike. Silence is strategy, not surrender. It is the pause between forms where the real power gathers. While he scrambles for your attention, you are cataloging every lie, every crack in his mask. You are deleting the photos not out of spite, but out of surgery, removing the tumor of his memory from your gallery and your heart. You are blocking not to punish, but to protect the garden you are replanting with self-respect. Each muted notification is a brick in the wall he can no longer scale. He will test the silence. He will send the casual, hey, the fake concern, the breadcrumb of hope. Let it rot in the inbox. Every ignored message is a rep in the dojo of discipline. Your fingers will itch. Your throat will burn with the words you want to hurl like shuriken. Swallow them. The fire in your belly is fuel, not ammunition. Use it to light the path back to yourself. Silence confuses because it is unnatural to the betrayer. He is addicted to your reaction the way a fighter is addicted to the crowd's roar. Deny him the crowd, and he fights blind. He begins to see his own reflection in your absence. Ugly, small, desperate. Meanwhile, you are in the quiet forge, tempering a voice that will speak only when it chooses, not when it is summoned. One day the silence will break, not with weakness, but with thunder. A single sentence delivered calm as a blade, I'm done. Or perhaps no words at all, just your life blooming so brightly he cannot look directly at it. Until then, let the roar build. Let it shake the foundations of his arrogance. Silence is not empty. It is the sound of a queen reclaiming her throne, one unspoken truth at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, dawn again at the temple, but this time the air is thick with the scent of plum blossoms after rain. You stand in the courtyard, robe damp, heart still raw from last night's discovery. His hand on someone else, his laugh echoing in a room you once called home. Your face wants to collapse, to twist into the mask of the wounded. Instead, you feel the corner of your mouth lift. Not because the pain has vanished, but because Master Shi Heng Yi has just finished 1,000 kicks against the wooden dummy, sweat carving rivers down his shaved scalp, and he turns to you with a grin that splits the morning open. Smile with the strength of 1,000 forms, he says, voice low, lethal, kind. That smile is not denial, it is defiance forged in fire. It is the crescent moon that refuses to dim when the storm howls. When he expects you shattered, lips trembling, begging for scraps of explanation, you greet the world with teeth bared in joy. Not the joy of ignorance, but the joy of a warrior who has survived the first wave and now rides the crest. You smile at the barrister who doesn't know your name. You smile in the mirror while brushing teeth that taste of salt from crying. You smile in the selfie you post not for him, but for the version of you rising from ash. Each smile is a form executed with lethal precision. The first form, the smile that meets his shocked stare when you walk into the party he thought you'd avoid. The second forms the smile that answers his tentative, how are you? With a radiant, never better, while your pulse still hammers. The third form, the smile that blooms when his new flame glances over, sensing a current she cannot name. 1,000 forms, 1,000 reps, until the smile is no longer armor, it is bone. He will try to crack it. He will send the barbed text, you seem different. Let the smile be your only reply, an emoji, a photo of sunrise, nothing more. He will escalate, accuse you of faking, of moving on too fast. Let the smile widen. It confuses because it is authentic. It is the smile of a woman who has discovered that her happiness was never his to give or take. It is the smile of the monk who has meditated through pain so intense his legs went numb, yet emerged laughing at the impermanence of it all. Smile when the memories ambush you in the grocery aisle. Smile when the song you dance to plays in the cafe. Smile when your mother asks if you're okay, and the honest answer is, not yet, but I will be. Each smile is a strike against the narrative he wrote, that without him, you are nothing. The smile rewrites the story in real time. It tells the world, and him, that your light was always your own. He merely blocked it for a season. One day the smile will carry you across a room where he stands, diminished, clutching a drink like a shield. You will not avoid his gaze. You will meet it, smile soft as silk over steel, and keep walking. That is the 1,000th form. That is mastery. The strength of 1,000 forms is not in the teeth, it is in the unbreakable spirit behind them. Smile and watch his world tilt. Ladies and gentlemen, the mountain behind the Shaolin temple is called Songshan, Pine Mountain, and at 4 a.m., it is nothing but black silhouette and whispering wind. You climb barefoot, gravel biting into soles still tender from yesterday's betrayal. Each step is a stab of memory, his voice saying, forever, his fingers unlacing from yours in the dark. The pain is real, physical, a stone in the chest. Halfway up, legs shaking, lungs burning, you want to sit and sob into the dawn. Then Master Shi Heng Yi's voice drifts from the summit, calm as the moon, rise untouchable, like mist over mountains. Mist does not fight the peak. It does not beg the rock to soften. It simply is, weightless, shape-shifting, impossible to grasp. When he reaches for you again, text at 2 a.m., flowers delivered with a note that smells like guilt, you become the mist. You do not slam doors, you dissolve through cracks. You do not curse, you evaporate. He swings at air and wonders why his fists close on nothing. Untouchable is not cold, it is elevation. You are no longer on the ground where he can trample. You are the vapor that crowns the pines, catching first light while he still gropes in the valley of his choices. From up here, his betrayal looks small, a crack in the earth. Not the earthquake he imagined. You see the whole range, the path you walked together, the cliff he pushed you toward, the new ridge waiting beyond. Perspective is altitude. He will try to pull you down. You've changed, he accuses, voice laced with panic. Good, change his ascent. Let him choke on the thinning air of your absence. Block, delete, relocate, whatever it takes to keep climbing. Each boundary is a handhold. Each, no, is a foothold. The higher you rise, the less his voice carries. Soon it is only wind. Mist confuses because it has no edges. One moment it cloaks the temple roof. The next it is sunlight on a distant lake. Post the sunrise from your new apartment. He cannot tell if it is triumph or indifference. Laugh with friends at dinner. He cannot pass if the glow is healing or armor. Live unpredictably. Take the salsa class on Tuesday, the solo hike on Friday, the job in another city on a whim. Let your life be weather he cannot forecast. There will be nights the mist thins and you feel the old gravity. Memories condense into rain on your cheeks. That is normal. Mist is water, after all, but water nourishes the mountain, carves canyons, feeds rivers. Let the tears fall, then rise again as vapor. The cycle is your strength. One morning you reach the true summit. The valley is a postage stamp below, his house a speck. You spread your arms and the wind lifts you. Not literally, but close enough. You are untouchable because you are no longer there. You are the haze that turns ordinary stone into mystery, the veil that makes monks bow to something greater than themselves. He looks up, squints, and sees only beauty he can no longer name. That is your power. Rise like mist, and the mountain and the man will never hold you again. Ladies and gentlemen, the training hall is empty now, moonlight pooling on the worn wooden floor like spilled mercury. You stand alone, robe open, bruises blooming across ribs where his words landed hardest. He expects you to limp away, to nurse the wounds in private, to let the pain define the fight. Master Shi Heng Yi steps from the shadows, eyes unreadable, and says, "Confuse him with unbreakable spirit." Unbreakable spirit is not loud. It is the quiet click of a door you lock behind you forever. It is the breath you take after the scream dies in your throat. It is the decision made in the dark that his cruelty will not author your ending. He anticipates rage, texts in all caps, public scenes, a war he can win with deflection. Instead, you give him stillness so absolute it becomes a mirror. In it, he sees only his own ugliness. Spirit confuses because it operates on a frequency he cannot tune. While he calculates your next move, will she beg? Will she burn his things? You are rewriting the code. You wake at 5 a.m. not to check his stories, but to run until lungs scream louder than memories. You sign up for the course he said you'd never finish. You wear the dress he hated because it makes you feel like fire. Each act is a kata performed in secret, building a body and soul he no longer recognizes. He will probe for cracks. The late night call, "I miss you." The mutual friend's gossip is asking about you. Let the spirit answer with action, not words. Post the promotion, dance in the video, laugh in the photo with people who never knew his name. Let the evidence of your thriving arrive like smoke signals he cannot decipher. Is she happy? Is she plotting? The uncertainty gnaws. Unbreakable means you absorb the strike and keep the form. When the memory of his touch ambushes you in the shower, you do not shatter. You let the water wash it away, then step out and moisturize like a ritual of rebirth. When his new girlfriend likes your post by mistake, you do not flinch. You like her photo back, grace as a blade. The spirit does not need to explain, it simply is. He will escalate to provoke. Accusations of coldness, claims you never loved him. Let them bounce off the shield you have forged in silence and sweat. The spirit has no need to justify. It has already graduated from his classroom. One day he corners you, coffee shop, grocery line, wherever, and searches your eyes for the girl he broke. She is gone. In her place stands a woman whose gaze is steady, whose energy hums like a bowstring drawn for a target he cannot see. He stammers. You nod polite, untouchable, and walk away. That is the confusion a spirit, so whole it renders his chaos irrelevant. He swings at a ghost and hits himself. You are the storm that passed, leaving clearer skies. Confuse him with unbreakable spirit, and watch him drown in the reflection of what he lost. Ladies and gentlemen, the final bell of the Shaolin day rings at dusk, bronze echoing across the valley like a verdict. You stand on the stone steps of the temple, robe heavy with sweat, hands calloused from the day's forms. Behind you lies the wreckage, his lies, your tears, the nights you beg the ceiling for answers. Ahead stretches an open path, lit only by the first star. Master Shi Heng Yi bows, palms pressed together, and says, "Take back power through mastery, not fists." Mastery begins the moment you stop swinging at shadows. Revenge is a fist that bruises your own knuckles. It keeps you in the ring with him, trading blows until both bleed. Mastery steps out of the ring entirely. It turns the dojo inward. Every sunrise becomes a training session. You rise before the hurt can pin you to the mattress. You brew tea with deliberate slowness, tasting each leaf as if it were the first time. You journal not what he did, but what you will do. Today, tomorrow, 10 years from now. The pen is your staff, the page. Your opponent, he expects fists, slashed tires, leaked messages, a screaming match in the parking lot. Instead, you enroll in the certification he mocked. You save the money he spent on lies. You lift weights until your reflection scares the old insecurities silent. Each rep is a vow. My body answers to me. Each dollar banked is a brick in a fortress he cannot siege. Power is not taken by force. It is cultivated in the quiet hours when no one watches. Mastery confuses because it is creation, not destruction. While he scrolls for your meltdown, you are building a business plan at 2 a.m., a boundary conversation with your mother, a passport stamped with a country he never wanted to visit. Your life becomes a masterpiece painted in strokes he cannot predict. The canvas is yours alone. He is not even a smudge. He will notice the shift. The way you speak in meetings, clear, unapologetic. The way you decline invitations that drain. The way your laughter rings true, not performative. He will label it glow up, thinking it's for him. Let him. Mastery does not explain. It simply is. One evening he texts, "You seem different." You reply with a single photo, you on a mountain peak, wind in your hair, captionless. The message is the mountain. Power through mastery means the wound becomes the teacher. The scar tissue is thicker, wiser. When the next man approaches, you read energy like a monk reads wind before a storm. You ask questions he never thought to fear. You walk away at the first lie, not the 100th. The heart that was broken is now the heart that breaks chains. Years later, he hears your name in a boardroom, sees it on a book's spine, catches it on a podcast. He remembers the girl who cried in the car outside his apartment. He does not recognize the woman who signs autographs with the same hand that once clutched a phone waiting for his call. That is the final form. You bow to no one. You need no fists because your presence is the strike. Take back power through mastery, and the world kneels. Not in defeat, but in awe.